What's good to all my Ruthless addicts? It's your girl, Ticket to Shine, ushering in a new tale entitled Manny, Loyalist or Deserter. Okay, so when we're introduced to Manny, we see that he is possibly one of the soldiers, or maybe he's a disciplinary soldier of the Rakadushi, but we see him as one of the individuals that is beating Tally during one of her punishments. Um, Andrew, tells the guys to stop, Manny being one of them. And they're so dedicated to the highest, they say, and afraid of the highest, they say that, and the Raku, they say that their souls will burn if they don't, finish what the highest told them to do. So, um, after that's how we're introduced to Manny. With him being a part of the crew that is beating Tally. Now, after we see Manny, it's quite a few episodes before we actually see him again. We see him later on doing a shower scene or whatever. But my biggest question is, will he remain loyal or will he become a deserter? We saw, I don't know if any of you watched The Oval, but if you're not watching The Oval, you should. But we see him on an episode of The Oval. Now, initially, he's there front and center with Daikon. Um, when Daikon goes to see Barry, we see, like I said, we see Manny and we see Daikon, and then we see Barry. Once that scene is complete, then we fast forward all the way to new episode where we see Manny and two other Rakadushi members. We see them at a cabin. They say that they're there just, or actually Manny's the one doing all the talking, but he says that we're there to try to find food, and our kids are hungry, and we are Rakadushi, or he say we were Rakadushi, but we escaped. Um, so at this point, I'm just wondering, what is his real plot? What is his real play? Why is he actually at the cabin? And how does he even know that the cabin is there? This will be definitely a lot of questions, which is why I say you need to watch The Oval, and you'll see how it'll connect to Ruthless. But back to Manny. Manny is extremely loyal. He's one of those people that basically he's gonna get something done if you tell him to do something. And so that's why I feel like he may or may not. I don't think he's a deserter. I think he's there for another reason, because out of the blue, he just shows up. He and two other guys just show up at this specific cabin in the middle of nowhere, and it's about, what did it say, is about 3 miles north of where they are at that time at that cabin. The compound is about 3 miles north. So my question once again, is he loyal or is he a deserter? How does he know that that cabin is there? How long had he been scoping out the fact that that cabin is there? We have a lot, a lot of things to, kind of pay attention to, um, because it basically threw me for a loop. I saw, we all saw the episode in the very beginning. If have been watching Ruthless from the very beginning, you saw the episode where Manny was there, and he was beating Tally. It was like he was serious about completing the task that the highest had given him. He, as well as two of the other cult members. Um, and so it's, funny that all of a sudden now Manny is one of the deserters. Um, Also, at what point did Manny, run away? Because at first he was with Daikon, and I'm assuming that he and Daikon, they left when when it was time for, Barry asked him what was in the bag, and it threw a bag at him, and I don't know if it was another body that was in or some body parts in that bag, but they did throw that bag at him, and Manny was the one that threw it away. Threw it to Barry. So at what point did Manny get away from Daikon? And anyway, if he really did get away from Daikon, I feel like Daikon would have been stressing one of the other soldiers out, especially Clark. He would have been stressing him out, saying you need to find your man, or you need to find these deserters. And when you find them, you hold them or either bring them to me, just like they did with the other deserters. So at this point, this is what makes me feel, or makes me think, that Manny and the other two may be up to something else. I could be wrong. And like I always say, these are purely tales and speculations. These are not opinions or facts of the Tyler Perry studios. These are not facts and opinions of Tyler Perry. These are not facts and opinions of the cast. These are solely my opinions as to what it is Manny is really doing, at that cabin. Once again, my question is, did Daikon send him to the cabin? If he sent him to the cabin, or him and the other two deserters, quote unquote deserters, or Rakadushi members, if he sent him to that cabin, what exactly is he looking for at that cabin? Is he looking for more drugs? Is he looking for more guns? And then another question is, who else knows about the cabin? This is going to be a very interesting situation that's going to unfold. I guess we'll have to stay tuned and see why in fact, Manny and the two other Rakadushi members were at the cabin. So, that's about it, you guys. I just wanted to come in with a quick tale, a quick question, a quick opinion, and just figure out, maybe somebody else can help me make sense as to why Manny was at that cabin. All right. That's about it. So thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys to all my subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like button, and so that your love will be counted, as well as hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, so that all notification of new content will be sent directly to you. Okay? All right, you guys. Thank you guys, and have a great day.